So then Christmas Day comes. Tell me about what you have for Christmas dinner, because I'm assuming you do it Tudor again.
Right. Now that's the interesting thing, because in Tudor times, Christmas Day wasn't actually the big day at all. It was only the first day of the whole Christmas time period where they were allowed to eat meat again. So it was mostly lots of meat, but nothing in particular, just lots of it, and very meaty, very fleshy. Um, so what we have on Christmas Day is whatever Tom prepares. Christmas Day, I've handed over to my husband. And
Fair.
he likes roast. So every year it's a different roast. I think this year he's ordered a goose, so we're going to have goose. But when I come in, that's actually the 6th of January, so 12th night, because we know that that was the biggest day in Tudor times with all the very specific Christmas food that was brought to the table. And that's when I do the full menu.
So do you keep before that though, you've got the 12 days. Do you do anything special during those 12 days? Because like some of them were very specific days, like the Feast of the Holy Innocents or different feasts that were around there. Do you do anything to keep the feast for St. Thomas Becket is one of them as well. Do you do anything to mark those during the 12 days? Like be authentic?
Yeah, the idea was definitely there, but because of how we have to live at the moment, it's just not doable. One of the traditions that really caught on with my imagination was that the lord of the manor would actually invite the people from the village to come for a feast on Christmas Day. And that's something I really wanted to do so badly, to invite people. Obviously, we can't invite everybody at the time. It's just grown too much, and the house would need to hold everybody. But maybe the elderly or people, who will get a great deal out of that. And invite them for a Tudor meal. But we have to wait until the house is safe because
Yeah.
we don't want any casualties, do we?
No, no, you don't. Okay. So no casualties. So when you do that, I presume you'll make it public and we can all show up to Brigitte's house for a Christmas feast, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
But the ideas actually, and I mean it, was we as you know, we have two grown-up children. Um from next year, both will be married, and we know there will be the time when they have to spend Christmas elsewhere. And we decided that will be the time when we actually invite people to come and spend the real 12 days of Christmas with us. And we would all get into costume, and it will be stepping back into Tudor England for 12 days. And there will be music later on, and we will play all the games, whether that's card games or playing for money, or you name it. That's what we do. The only thing where we thought we might have a problem is hunting, because neither one of us wants to kill any animals. So we might have to cheat there a little bit.
Gotcha. Do you have animals on your land? Do you see them?
We have lots of wildlife. Yes, yes. We have rabbits, we have deer, we have all sorts of birds and ducks and mallards, and we've got the lot. Pheasants.
You could
So
have
we in theory go out and shoot them, but I just can't do it. Can't do it. So we might have to put fake ones up.
There you go. All right. So then tell me about what you do for 12th night and for January 6th.
Yeah, right. So that is basically a whole day of feasting. And it starts with a big venison pie. I always make a huge venison pie. I have a 17th century mold, wooden mold for a venison pie, and it would feed easily 10 people. So that is what I do first. And then I serve it with frumenty, because we know that venison was always served with frumenty. And I quite like frumenty. It's usually made from barley or wheat and boiled in milk, cream, spices, butter. You can make it as fancy as you like or keep it as plain as you need to. But what attracts me to this particular food item is that it was one of the few that everybody ate at Christmas. Whether you were poor or very, very rich, you all had frumenty. Obviously, if you were rich, you had all sorts of expensive spices added to it and dried fruit imported from somewhere else. And the yeoman farmer down there only put honey in it, but it still was the same dish. And the same goes for and the brawn. Brawn was basically a piece of pork which they slaughtered at St. Martin's, which was the 11th of November. And then they boiled it briefly, and it was preserved in vinegar or wine and or brine, salted. So when it comes out at Christmas, it is quite strong in taste, as you can imagine. But it seems to be, when you go through all the primary sources, it seems to be the standard fare on 12th Night. Everybody had prawn. They loved it. So I am making it, but I keep the portion small because, yeah, it's very salty and quite strong in flavour.